Right, hello, welcome to our League Cup final preview. Kieran, Liverpool taking on Chelsea. Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock kickoff in Wembley.
That's a nice shirt.
Thank you, Kieran. Thank you. Liverpool taking on Chelsea in Wembley at 3 o'clock. Kieran, bit of a shit kickoff time.
Yeah, what do we think of that kickoff time?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the last final, League Cup final between the two, was at 3 o'clock as well, or could have been 4 o'clock.
4:30.
Yeah. And I think the FA Cup finals will like a 5:30 kickoff.
It's a travelling time, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's strikes or something going on.
Klopp complaining again.
In London, I don't know.
Oh, our fans have to get to the stadium.
Oh God. Chelsea go into the game following a 1-1 draw with Man City on Sunday just gone. Liverpool will be playing Luton on Wednesday, when this is being recorded on Monday evening, so we don't know the result. Kieran, guess for Liverpool Luton in Anfield.
4-0 Luton.
3-1 to Liverpool at Anfield against Luton. I don't know. If I'm right, the lot of numbers are 3, 6 and 21. Yeah, I'm how are you feeling going into the game? I'd be quietly confident, but in saying that Liverpool have a few injuries, which I'll go through momentarily, but I think it's a game of which Liverpool want to win no more than Chelsea will, and I'm expecting a good cup tie.
Yeah, I'm expecting a really good game of football. I think it's going to be a lot better than one we had in Anfield a few weeks ago, where it was 4-1 and it was very one-sided. I can see a different Chelsea coming out this time. Bit of a cup team, traditionally as well. Like,
I actually agree with that. Yeah.
Let's call a spade a spade. It is a winning team and always has been. So the cups are what Chelsea thrives on, and same with Europe and such. But
Chelsea's route to the final, Kieran. Wimbledon at home at Stamford Bridge. Brighton, which is a good win in given the context Chelsea at the time. 2-0 against Blackburn. 1-1 and a penalty shootout win against Newcastle. And of course the EFL Cup semi against Middlesbrough. Kieran, Latte Lat in that first game. We had those magical few minutes with Latte Lat before he was taken out. I do agree with you though. I think Chelsea, generally speaking, very successful team. That's what they've done for years. I think now with Pochettino, they're trying to build a long-term project here on Stafford, say.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see what happens with that. But I think it was Miguel Delaney who came out and said in the newspaper talk last week. It was after, I think it was the Chelsea Palace game. He said that Pochettino had a very topsy-turvy first season at Spurs, where part of it was brilliant and part of it was terrible. So you can draw comparisons to that in a sense. So hopefully it does improve. But I think it's a really good result getting to a cup final, to be honest. We got lucky at times with Trippier's mistake and such, and Mudryk scoring. Like, I don't know if that would happen again if we were to go back, but
that's what football is, though. It's based on moments and stuff like that. I think Chelsea are fully deserving to be here. Yeah. And the run they had, like Brighton's a tough game, Newcastle's a tough game, but they're both at home. So you'd still fancy Chelsea in this day and age to beat those teams at home, you know?
Yeah.
They're fully deserving to be there. The Middlesbrough game was a bit of a banana skin and they got through it in the end.
It was a bit of a weird one. But to answer your question, I'm feeling quietly confident, but at the same time, it's all to play for. It always is these games. And Liverpool are in great form. So
the nature of a cup final, Kieran, is heartbreaking because they're unfortunately a team that has to win and unfortunately a team that has to lose.
Yeah. Found that out the hard way in 2022.
Liverpool's route to the final, Kieran, 3-1 against Leicester, 2-1 away to Bournemouth. Was followed up by a 5-1 win against West Ham at Anfield, and then a cup semi-final, two-legged tie win over Fulham on aggregate. I think it was 3-2 in the end. Yeah. Going into the game, I would be somewhat confident. I think Liverpool, look at shown in Anfield the other week, 4-1. Liverpool have the beating of Chelsea. They do. But I think Chelsea since then have won a few games. Liverpool have a few injuries. The kind of selection of the squad is going to be interesting. I think Núñez has an injury now as well. So who starts up front of Liverpool is Gakpo, Jota, Salah, and then hopefully Núñez off the bench. It's hard to tell. As we sit here, Chelsea have a few injuries as well. I would predict Liverpool to win, but I can see it going the whole hog again. I can see it going, being a slog, getting the penalties again. I don't know if we can do another penalty shootout against Chelsea.
I think it could go one or two ways. It could be the slog, as you said,
or
Liverpool could win convincingly. That's the way I see it. I don't see Chelsea convince and win. I don't think that's realistic.
So do you think Chelsea's only route to win this game is by slogging out? Wow.
Or a 1-0 win, a scrappy 1-0 win or something like that. But I could also see it the other way, 4 or 5-0 to Liverpool.
Wow.
Well, not 4 or 5-0, that's a bit extreme.
Like, maybe 3 or 4. Yeah.
Comfortable, like.
Yeah.
So that's the two routes I predict. But I do think it's gonna go the second. I do think it's gonna be a bit of a slog for the team.
It will be. Yeah, I think it's gonna end 1-1 and penalties. And when it gets to penalties, Kieran, it's a knife edge. It can be look at a draw. There's psychology behind it. We've talked about before. I've rattled you before with the psychology.
Yeah, because it was a lot of bullshit you came up with.
He's rattled. It wasn't. I read into it. Going into the game, Kieran, Chelsea are without Badiashile, Chukwuemeka, Ugachukwu, Cucurella, Reece James, of course, Sanchez, Lavia, Thiago Silva, a few days potentially, and obviously Fofana, who had that crucial. I'd imagine he will. Liverpool, on the other hand, without Alisson, Ben Doak, which is no great loss. No offence to Ben, he's a wonderful little player. Curtis Jones potentially, Jota definitely, Szoboszlai again another potential. Matip out for the season, Bajcetic, Thiago, and Alexander-Arnold, who's out for a few weeks. So both sides without a few players, and Núñez is the one to be rumoured now for Liverpool to be out injured. What's going to define this final, Kieran? Who's going to be the kind of big, I suppose, difference between the sides, if there is to be one? From a Chelsea point of view, I suppose, first.
From a Chelsea point of view, I think the midfield wins Chelsea. If we can control the midfield, somehow outwork Liverpool. I know that's difficult to do, the way they play, but if Enzo can keep up with the pace of play, which he didn't in Anfield, if Caicedo can stay disciplined and not get too many yellow cards and get sent off, that's what will win us the game. And maybe a bit of magic from Palmer as well.
Bit of luck as well. You need these in finals, you know.
Yeah,
a bit of everything.
Another Disasi performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would be good as well. But yeah, I think that's the defining bit for Chelsea that they need to get right.
Yeah.
For Liverpool, you were going to talk about?
Mo Salah's going to start. I think he's fully fit now. He came back against Brentford with a goal and assist, kind of just re-delivering the quality that he always has done for Liverpool. I think the thing with Liverpool, it's going to come down to the selection. I'd be apprehensive as to who starts Liverpool. If it's Gomez or right back or Conor Bradley, fabulous young player. But is it too big to throw him into a final? I think it could be. Up against Chilwell on that left side, it could be. Núñez being out injured, I think a lot of people undervalue Núñez at Liverpool at times because I know he misses chances and stuff, but he's been on fire and form this season, especially the past few games. So if he's fit, you could be looking at him. I think Liverpool would still be confident enough of beating Chelsea, irrespective of the injuries. But I think selection is going to be key for Liverpool on who starts.
Yeah.
Do you know?
And do you think if Chelsea win this game and beat Liverpool in the final,
right,
would you say that's a successful season for Pochettino?
To come out with a trophy? Oh, absolutely. But I think we talked about it again in the podcast. I still think Chelsea have a lot of improvement to do up the table. Because I think if you look at from Liverpool, Arsenal and City down, I think there's a bit of a division there in and of itself. And I think Chelsea should be getting into that division, if that makes sense, to then go on and become a Liverpool or Chelsea or an Arsenal or whatever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game. I am. But I do think a win here for Chelsea would be massive for Pochettino. It'll go a long way for his Chelsea career if he's to stay there. Put it that way.
What do you think this game is going to bring scoring wise? Do you think it's going to be a high scoring game? I suppose we'll move into predictions.
I was about to say, official prediction.
I personally feel this could be a fairly open game.
Right. Who do you think that suits more?
It's hard. It's better in transition. Liverpool probably.
Yeah, you'd imagine. Spacing behind. But again, especially if Núñez is fit.
It is. Chelsea has been quite devastating on the counter of recent games against Palace and City, as you've seen, and even Villa. They've almost found a way to play on the counter attack and win games, which is interesting.
And that could be good against Liverpool's high line as well. Do you know?
I can see a high scoring game. Finals are usually cagey, but for whatever reason I'm feeling a high scoring game. I can see a 2-2 almost. I think that'll be my score prediction. And I'm going to go with Chelsea win on penalties. You have to back them.
I'm glad you did, because you weren't backing them on the podcast. 1-1 Liverpool on penalties is my prediction.
Yeah. Reason I wasn't backing them is because Liverpool are going to pay off the ref again.
I also gaslit them into believing they weren't. That's why. But do check out episode 13.
There's corruption everywhere.
The Only Fans Football Podcast is corrupt. Do check out episode 13, the Rodri, live on Spotify. I was going to say on all good podcast platforms, but...
Are we doing the combined 11 actually?
Combined 11, we do that for TikTok, will we?
And also, everyone, if it is your birthday, it happens to be your birthday.
Every fucking time, man. Stop it, please.
If it happens to be your birthday, happy birthday. If it happens to be while you're watching this.
Bye now.
Anything to say?
We leave there, so.